We may be more up and down in the league than we would like, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in just a minute. But we did win the Carabao Cup, which means we are already qualified for European football next year, albeit not in the Champions League like this year or the year before. I think the year before that as well. However, we are still in the Champions League this year. We made the quarterfinals. We're taking on Rennes, which means we get a trip to France. And welcome back, everyone. It's episode number 102 of Bottom to the Top. How are you? I am Mr. Cellophane. I hope you are having an absolutely wonderful day. There are 7 matches remaining in the Premier League schedule, but they are going to be taking a back seat right now. Now, the reason why we have this screen up is I was very curious to look at the XG table to see where we should be. We are currently sitting in 8th place on 46 points. We are 3 points behind Everton and Chelsea for the final league spots in Europe. Can we catch them? I don't know. Champions League is pretty much out of our grasp because we have 46 points. The Champions League spots, I believe, are 61 points right now for 4th place. But 4th place is where we technically should be. We are underperforming our XG by 10. And we are underperforming our expected points by 5. So Manchester United, Liverpool, Man City all overperforming where they actually should be. Arsenal overperforming. Wolves massively overperforming, as is Everton. They really should only be in 13th place. And right now, they find themselves ahead of us on the table, which does look like this. Man United has now lost 3 times in the league, so they're sliding back a little bit. Only a 3-point lead over Manchester City, 5 over Wolves and Arsenal. We are again in 8th place, 11 wins, 13 draws. I'm wondering what the league record for draws is because I feel like we must be getting close. Most of the leaderboards are dominated by the Manchester teams. We do have Luke Couchman, though, leading the way in interceptions per 90 minutes with nearly 4. And Nikola Shavlina finds himself second on the clean sheet table with 11 behind Anatoly Trubin of Manchester United. So we've kept 11 clean sheets. We've won 11 matches. We have drawn 13 and lost 7. Only a +9 on goal difference, which is vastly off from where we are, or where we have been. This definitely doesn't help. Luckily, we got him on a free. Otherwise, I would say this was money that was not well spent. Wilfried Yanto, only having made a total of 28 appearances. We played a ton of games. 23 of them in relief. Only 4 starts at the Premier League level. In fact, he's played almost as many matches in the Champions League as he has in the Premier League. He's been injured off and on, and he just picked up a brand new injury. He has damaged his cruciate ligaments. He's going to be out 5 to 7 months, which is the remainder of the season, and frankly, the remainder of his time here at Fulham. Hopefully, we will at some point be able to cash in on the 30-year-old. However, this was an experiment that just sadly never worked out. And I can definitely think of at least one member of the viewing public that is going to send me a message that says, "Told you so, your window sucked." And you know what? Frankly, cannot disagree. Our top scorers are the guys that were already here. Nikolai Rumyantsev leading the way with 17 goals, just 1 assist, but as a lone striker, that's not surprising. Federico Guerrero, 8 goals, 7 assists. Tom Burford, 7 goals, 6 assists. Now, both of those guys have missed certain sections of time or have had issues with fitness because of little knocks they picked up here and there. Surprisingly, Harvey Vale is number 4 in our goal scoring list. He has scored 6, added 2 assists, playing a backup role not only at the left wing back but also at left wing and right wing occasionally. David Hines, the 19-year-old, with 4 goals. Racine Sissoko with 4 goals coming off the bench. Gleg Ganayam, Toshimitsu Endo, who missed, as you remember, quite a bit of time with injury. And Alphonse Gomer with 3 apiece. So we're spreading the goal scoring around 2 for Federico Juarez, 2 for Eftisis Shokos, 2 for Galad Kadori. I think they both came in that one match we started him. 2 for Kim Young-suk, 2 for Hugo Larsson, Christian Sosa, Josh Sharp, each with a goal as well. Surprisingly, Armand Diaby has not scored one yet. He has added 3 assists. Pair of assists for Eduardo D'Amico, Luke Couchman with 3 assists. Now, he had a handful of goals last year, so his goal scoring output is down, but our 2 top leaders in assists only have 7. That's Federico Guerrero and Hugo Larsson. Slightly disappointing. We're not scoring as many goals as we thought we would, although Nikolai Rumyantsev has been, to be perfectly fair, fantastic. We followed up the 3-1 victory on the road in Italy against Juventus in the last round of the Champions League with a 1-0 loss to Arsenal. Arsenal only managed 3 shots on goal, 1 on target. It was a ball that was crossed in the middle, kind of bounced around right in front of the goalkeeper. They knocked it home from point-blank range. We were unable to answer. We did bounce back because we had 2 matches against the 2 teams at the very bottom of the table. A 2-1 victory at home against Leeds, a 1-0 victory on the road versus Reading before we headed to Stamford Bridge on a very chilly April afternoon, and we just could not get out of second gear. 2-0 your final score, so we failed to move up. We could have gotten as high as 6th place with a victory in that one. Sadly, it was not meant to be. Which brings us to our quarterfinal tilt against Stade Rennais FC. Predicted to come in 3rd in Ligue 1, currently sitting 6th on the table. And, they've done pretty well in this save with 3rd place, 2 second place, a ton of second place finishes, a bunch of thirds. So they have not in the last 10 years or so finished below 3rd place in Ligue 1. So they're actually having a bit of an off year, but just like us, because frankly, we're doing the same, they are in the quarterfinals of the biggest competition the biggest club competition in the world. Federico Guerrero picked up a knock in the last match, so he is actually not going to be in the side. He just is not fit enough to take on Rennes in France. We've kept him back in London for some additional training, work with the trainers, I guess I should say. It's going to be Nicolas Shavlina in goal, a back 4 of Christensen, Sosa, Ghanayem, and Couchman. Gomer at the base of the midfield behind Burford and Kim Young-suk in place of Hugo Larsson. Toshimitsu Endo, who frankly has not played very well in the league or the Champions League, but has had massive form for Japan. He's going to be starting on the left wing side. Eftisis Shoko slotting in place of Guerrero. And of course, up front is our top goal scorer, Nikolai Rumyantsev. And nothing like Football Manager to make absolutely no sense. Sometimes we appear to be managing with one arm tied behind our back because both Tom Burford and Federico Guerrero are upset that Federico Guerrero is not a part of the side. He absolutely would be under the best of circumstances. That's really weird. Those stands, I guess they're building new stands here in Rennes at this new stadium, because this is not the stadium that they start off with. So apparently Rennes has gotten a new pitch, something that we are hoping to have eventually. We're still looking for the perfect site. It's been almost all season long. They announced in the offseason that we were going to get ourselves a new pitch. We're still obviously at Craven Cottage. Lambord playing it forward. He's got Laribi with a man to his left, Sanchez. Sanchez carrying it deep, moves to his right foot, shoots, and Shavlina able to tip that one over for a Rennes corner kick. Early opportunities for the French side. Vanderbremt to send it in. He's right-footed, so it'll be an outswinger. Couchman will clear it, only as far as Laribi. Moving it to his left. He's got Endo on him, taken down by Endo. Anderson picking up the loose ball. Vasiliev, they're calling advantage. Vanderbremt is in. He'll shoot, he'll score, but the flag is up. Meanwhile, Laribi remains down on the pitch. They're going to check VAR, but I think they are going to uphold the decision on the pitch and disallow the goal, which they have done. Meanwhile, Laribi getting tended to. Vasiliev fed it through, and as you see right there, Vanderbremt was well off sides. 2 shots apiece. Christensen with a corner opportunity for Fulham. Vanderbrandt is going to look to clear that one. Knotted down by Kim Young-suk. Christensen into the middle. Vasiliev will clear it. Ganayem. Kim Young-suk. Shokos with a drive. And he just misses that far post. And it goes on out for a goal kick for Rennes. Third shot of the match for Fulham. We are losing the XG battle. We're not taking the best shots. Meanwhile, Kim Young-suk picked up some kind of injury or something. He all of a sudden is exhausted, so Hugo Larsson is going to make his way onto the pitch. Rennes in control in the 43rd minute. Andressen playing it forward, looking for Sanchez. Couchman gets in the way of that, but he turns it right back over to Andressen. Aseko and Keeley carrying it forward into the box. He's got almost a clear view. Moves past his man. Short angle shot past Shavlina. Noel Aseko and Keeley with his 7th goal of the year. On the counterattack, puts the French side up 1-0 at home. How did this happen exactly? Because I swore right there Endo had taken it away, but Keeley just keeping with it, picks up the loose ball and somehow beats Shavlina, who typically makes himself very large in those situations. Larsson coming on just before the half, and that is where we are going to end the first 45. And Keeley with a goal in the 44th minute. That was satisfactory at best. So we are going to do whatever we can to pump up the team, get them out there, and get them moving again. Toshimitsu Endo, maybe not long for this match. A 6-3 rating as judged by our coaching staff. That just is not good enough for someone of his caliber. Throw in from Burford, getting it back from Ganayem. Burford toward the box. Christensen dropping it for Sosa. Ahead, Larsson moving it to the right. Larsson in, shoots, and Lopez making a massive save for Rennes. Another corner. And Sokos is going to take it. Look how small he looks. Sokos in. Rumyantsev flicking it on. Laribi will flick it clear. Sanchez to gather it along the near sideline and move it up for the French team. It is nearly 60 minutes into this match. We have had a couple of opportunities on the corner, which we have not taken advantage of. Toshimitsu Endo, just not good. Federico Juarez is going to come in. Tom Burford, Eftisis Shokos, not playing well either. Neither is Rumyantsev, but frankly, he's not really getting a ton of service. So we are going to make the one change for right now. We're going to see what we can do. We're actually going to go to a more attacking mentality with 20 minutes to go. Goamer is tired. In fact, our entire midfield. So Armand Diaby is going to come in. Tom Burford's going to go out in place of Gabriel Gyamfi. We're going to give him the shot because, well, frankly, why not? And Harvey Vale will come in for Eftisis Shokos as we make all 5 of our available changes. I don't like taking off players like Burford or Goamer if we don't have to, but if they're not feeling it, they are just not feeling it. So we are going to encourage the team just down 1 on the road. The one other match going on right now, Milan just took a 4-3 lead over Manchester City. Milan or City will be our next opponent, or the opponent taking on the winner of this tie in the semifinals. Played back post, and Lambord, Shavlina was just too slow on the reaction. Christensen did not get up and try to make that play. Basically, we just fell apart late here in the French night. Labat, way to send it over, but Christensen, pretty much a lackluster effort to head that one away. Lambord wins it. He beats Shavlina, and it's 2-0 Rennes. We would berate the team, but we've already shouted at them within the last 10 minutes. So that is going to be your final score. Keeley and Lambord each scoring late in their respective halves to give Rennes the 2-0 lead, and Fulham with an uphill climb at home for the second leg. I do have to admit, when I looked at the schedule and I saw that Manchester City was the cream in this little Rennes sandwich for today's episode, I was a little bit nervous. I needn't be. We played the match at home. It was drizzling. We seemed to play quite a bit in the rain. We seemed to play okay in the rain, and we held Manchester City to 2 shots, 0 on target, getting a 63rd minute goal from Federico Guerrero, and that was all we needed. So underperforming our XG, while it stinks, I will gladly take that as long as the match is a win and we hold Man City to .07. I will take that as a win all around, even though they did lead in the possession battle as well. But that is now 12 clean sheets on the season for Nikola Shivlina. We are heavy favorites in the second leg of our tie against Stade Rennais. We are going to make two changes to our lineup. Racine Sissoko is going to come in place of Khaled Ghanayem, which means Christian Sosa will move over to that more ball-playing role, and Federico Juarez is going to get the start at left wing. Now, that is not because Federico Juarez is a better player than Toshimitsu Endo. It is just that Toshimitsu Endo, his form as of late, has been, frankly, terrible. So we are going to put him back on the bench. Maybe if we bring him in as a sub, he'll start to find that magic that he used to have. But right now, he just ain't showing it. So our 11 is going to be Nikola Shivlina with Christensen, Sissoko, Sosa, Couchman, Goamer, Burford, Larson, Juarez, Rumyantsev, and Guerrero. Hoping against all hope we can be buoyed by that win against Manchester City on the weekend to take care of business against Rennes at home at a full Craven Cottage, 29,700 in attendance. Can we have the same performance that we had against Juve in Torino at home against Stade Rennais FC? Now we are in the white jerseys with the black shorts. Tom Burford to throw it in. Finds Racine Sissoko. His first attempt to the cross is blocked. Burford over for Larson. He'll try to poke it in. It's off the post. And then Guerrero's return is off of the goalkeeper and the post, leading to a Fulham corner. We're 4.5 minutes into this match. Christensen delivered. Burford, oh my goodness gracious, sends it across the goal mouth. He had beaten Lopez, just could not get it on target. 5 shots for Fulham in the early going, but not a goal as of yet. We need at least 2 to get to extra time and potentially a penalty shootout. We need 3 to win the match outright. And it looks like Rennes is starting to clamp down defensively, although no shots on goal for the French side. They are playing quite the defensive match right now. And 40 minutes in, we needed that early goal. That early goal would have done absolute wonders for us. Unfortunately, now we find ourselves with only 45 minutes left to play, and we need to get something going here. We are going to stick with the players we have on the pitch right now, although Endo is probably going to come in rather quickly. But Juarez seems to be playing quite the match. One of our highest rated players. Rumyantsev, he feeds Larson, carrying it forward, albeit a bit slowly, dropping it back for Luke Couchman. Up the sideline, Couchman for Larson, edge of the box for Guerrero. Dropping it back. Larson once again taking his time, feeding Juarez. Juarez in. Juarez shoots. Juarez scores his 3rd goal of the year, if it counts. VAR is going to review this one. I think Juarez may have been offside, and he was. Another goal that we thought we were going to have taken off the board. Federico Juarez got into a great position, but sadly he did it because he was offside. 55 minutes have been played. We are dominating this match in most every category. Allegre with the deep throw, and we'll turn it over. Guerrero, Larson in the middle. Juarez shooting it and scoring it. That's going to count. He was onside. 25-yard screamer from Federico Juarez to bring Fulham back within 1 in this tie. It's 1-0 on the night. 2-1, Rennes still with the lead on aggregate. Tom Burford, not in a good mood. He is exhausted as well. Josh Sharp is going to come in for him. Hugo Larson will be replaced by Kim Young-suk. Nikolai Rumyantsev feeling a little anxious. Gilad Kadori coming in ahead of David Heinz. Kadori has just played very well in these situations. Allegre with a free kick, where you've played 68 minutes in this match. Plays it back for Vasiliev. Stamenic almost turning it over. Laribi in, and Laribi scoring again. He may have been offside. We're hoping that VAR is going to do us a solid here, because if not, this is over. And they will, so... Whew. Goal has been disallowed. Offside by the hair of his chinny chin. So we are going to go into a more attacking mode with 20 minutes left to go, and we are going to shout out additional encouragement to our team. Try to rile them up. Oh, Lord, oh, lordy. 10 minutes to go. I really don't want to change our shape. Do we make substitutions? Federico Guerrero needs to come out. Let's Endo. See what Endo can do. Christensen is anxious, so he'll be replaced by Harvey Vale. Josh Sharp already collecting a yellow card. 10-3, your shots on goal. We desperately need one more goal in these final few minutes. 5 have been added on. We are doing everything we possibly can, and it's not going to be enough, and Fulham is out of the Champions League in the quarterfinals. Winning on the night 1-0, losing the tie on aggregate 2-1. So now is the time where we have to take a serious hard look about where we are. We spent a lot of money in the offseason, but this year there will be no top 4 finish. There's going to be no Champions League. It's probably not even going to be Europa League. We will have Europa Conference League play for next year, and we did win the Carabao Cup. If we hadn't, we'd be talking about no Europe whatsoever. So what do we do? Well, for tomorrow's episode, we are going to finish out the season, and we'll make the decision then. Do we stay for another year at Fulham, try to win a European competition by hopefully trouncing the Europa Conference League? We're obviously going to make fewer changes this summer, because I think we kind of upset the apple cart a little bit. And we've had some players that were developing that kind of have hit their peak, or so it may seem. So lots of big decisions to be made. One of them could be, do we move on from Fulham Football Club? We'll start to try to figure that out tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we will see you then. Until tomorrow, bye-bye.